What do you mean by the sheer zone?
How do you visualize the future of India in coming AI age?
Tell me, why did India lose World Cup? I'm sure you must have analyzed it.
Kabil, tell me about two of your weaknesses which can be a hindrance for you becoming a civil servant.
Tell me some of the steps that have been recently taken to enhance India's border security.
May I come in?
Yes, come in.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
Good morning, sir. My name is Kabil Bhargava. I belong to Kanpur and we are 4 members in the family. My father is a chartered accountant, my mother is a housewife, and my sister is doing her graduation from BITS Pilani. I have done my graduation in BITS Pilani in civil engineering and I passed out in 2018. Currently, I am working as an assistant executive engineer in Central Public Works Department in Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. I play badminton and cricket, and my other hobbies include learning civil engineering softwares.
You are not happy while working in the CPWD?
No, sir, I am happy.
You are happy.
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to join the civil services?
Sir, as per my opinion, civil services will offer me a diverse array of challenges in which I can apply my civil engineering knowledge and my work experience in the government department till now, and also it will help in my personality development.
Okay. You are a civil engineer. You have passed out from BITS Pilani, you said,
Yes.
in civil engineering. There is a question, how do you balance environmental concerns, socio-economic considerations when planning and executing a civil engineering project?
So for environmental concerns, we are looking at sustainability or the various alternatives which could give the best option amongst these. For this, we are doing the environmental impact assessment, and for the social dimension, we are involving the community, telling them the benefits of this project, and also conducting social impact assessment.
That's wonderful. What do you mean by risk management?
So risk management related to a construction project refers to the environment, the economic as well as other social risks related to the project which might hamper in its effective functioning as well as during the construction and post-construction phase.
What is the difference between quality control and quality assurance?
So quality assurance refers to the term wherein we measure the quality at the end of the project while handing it over to the client. So at that time, the various parameters like finishing or the strength of the structure are measured. Quality control is a continuous and an ongoing process which happens during the project so that we streamline the various processes, whether they are done correctly or not. And it also involves the post construction during the maintenance phase as well, so that the experience of living and the safety parameters and the optimized functioning of the building is taken into consideration.
Recently, a tunnel in Uttarakhand, Silkyara tunnel, collapsed.
Right, sir.
And there was a probe committee also which has come out with certain recommendations. So, first question is, what are the reasons as per the committee's report for the collapse of the tunnel?
Sir, I haven't been through the report, but if you may allow me, I can state what could have been the possible
Go ahead.
reasons. So one could be the slope stability where they were constructing the tunnel. Second could be the water seepage or the water drainage issue in the tunnel. Third could be the seismic or the land, like the natural factors which could have shaken the earth below or above the tunnel, which could have led to the collapse. Other errors could be including human errors or maybe planning, not getting actual evidence of the strength of the support structure of the tunnel.
What do you mean by the shear zone?
Sir, with respect to foundation, the shear zone is the zone which holds the foundation or the structure, giving strength, the shear strength to the foundation to transfer the loads from the structure to the ground level.
When and how an alignment could go wrong?
Sir, alignment could go wrong due to various reasons, like rise in water table could be one reason for foundation alignment going wrong, or differential settlement could be another reason. Liquefaction could be one reason,
Wonderful.
where the shear stress becomes zero due to normal stresses rising.
Okay, thank you.
These are
Thank you.
the brief reasons.
Yeah, Kabil. You're a civil engineer, right? So tell me, what are green corridor systems and how much it is working in India, and what are the way ahead?
Green corridors refers to road construction or infrastructure constructions which incorporate green measures in their open spaces as well as during their alignment. Like, let's say if there is a passage in a infrastructure project which is empty, we can plant trees in those areas.
Are you sure? I'm asking green corridor system. Or is it related to some temporary route which is without traffic lights and which has some other purpose to be served? I think you are confusing it with greenfield projects. What are greenfield projects?
Greenfield projects are projects which are taken up in areas where there was no previous infrastructure. So they are constructed in open spaces and then they are used for their purpose.
Okay, you look into it, green corridor
Yes,
system,
I'll do
right?
that.
Okay, see, you are an engineer also. So how do you visualize the future of India in coming AI age?
AI will help the country optimize their different services in engineering as well. So we can use it for predictive analysis. Even monitoring can be done via AI. So strategic planning and immersive technology can be used for like training of the staff, and it will help in the precision and accuracy of the projects we are delivering.
Okay. What is Chat GPT?
Chat GPT is an open AI source code wherein you can interact with the learning language module. You can make queries to the software and you can get responses.
Okay, so how this chat bot is at present, it is different from the older ones?
It relies on machine learning. So the Chat GPT, the advantage it is facing right now is a lot of users are using the Chat GPT. So more and more data analysis and its refinement is being done in Chat GPT. So it like if it's using its machine learning module, so it's getting more data, so it is able to better perceive the outcome for a new response.
Okay. So it is being said that if the incidents after 2021 has happened, it cannot respond to such incidents or such questions or queries which has been asked through it. Is it right, or there is some limitation?
I'm not aware of.
Not aware. It's okay. What is greenwashing?
Greenwashing is a concept in environmental engineering where false claims are made related to a product or a process so that they are measured as sustainable, whereas they are not. For example, the Volkswagen Dieselgate scandal was one of the instances of greenwashing.
Yes. So, in which COP summits this greenwashing term has actually been come up?
Sorry,
no idea.
I'm
Okay, it's okay. Where this COP 28 took place?
It took place in Dubai.
Are you aware of some of the takeaways?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me two minimum.
Okay. The major takeaways are the loss and damage fund.
Okay.
And the other is the global stock take, which was supposed to happen 8 years after the Paris Agreement.
Okay.
There are pledges regarding the global cooling. And then there are measures for unabated, like stopping the harmful subsidies related to fossil fuels.
Okay. Was there some measures also taken for tapping carbon? Not aware.
Not aware.
Okay. Anyways, if I put my last question, and which is again related to our clean energy.
Yes.
So how is this bio CNG is viable these days, and how it is going to be gender inclusive?
Gender inclusive.
Yeah.
Bio CNG uses the methane gas formations with combined with compressed natural gas.
True.
So I think it is a sustainable alternative because it can be used it can be generated from the waste to energy plants as well.
Hmm.
That is one thing. How it can be gender inclusive is, ma'am, maybe it can help in rural areas for where people are collecting firewood or cow dung. This can be used for rural day-to-day activities as well.
Good, good. You're going on the right track. Thank you.
Kabil,
Yes, ma'am.
you're from Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
Tell me, why is Uttar Pradesh opposing caste census?
Ma'am, I don't know the exact government stand, but maybe it would divide the society on caste lines further, where we are moving towards a inclusive society as
Okay.
one.
Can you name any OBC leaders from Uttar Pradesh?
Ma'am, major leaders would include the Yadav community leaders, which are part of the OBC community.
Any other tribal leaders from Uttar Pradesh?
Ma'am, I'm not aware.
Does Uttar Pradesh have a lot many tribal leaders? Any idea?
No.
It's okay. I see you have interest in cricket.
Yes.
Tell me, how many empires do we have in cricket?
We have 4 umpires in cricket.
Do we have any fifth empire also?
I haven't heard of. Maybe fifth umpire is referred to as the match referee or the technology in cricket.
Okay, tell me, why did India lose World Cup? I'm sure you must have analyzed it.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there are a couple of reasons apart from the general reasons like it was a bad day and all. I think toss played a major factor in the final.
Does it have
because-
something to do with IPLs or, star culture that's coming up in cricket?
One factor could be attributed to IPL regarding the workload management of the players. The other could be that IPL is like the T20 format is moving the players towards like not building the innings enough and playing more faster brand of cricket, so they could not consolidate their entire 50 overs. That could be one reason.
Okay. Kabil, IMF has warned India that the debt to GDP ratio will go more than 100%.
Yes.
Why do you think we are getting such kind of warnings?
Ma'am, post the COVID-19 pandemic, the government had to take up a counter-cyclical fiscal policy. So the debt of the country has been increasing. But as per the RBI and the government, I don't think this is a cause of worry, because considering our growth rate in terms of GDP and the investments we are receiving in our share market and normal MOUs, the debt should be in control, or we might be able to service our debt in like sustainable fashion.
Kabil, you're already working. Tell me a situation where you had to work with a colleague that was hard to get on with. How did you manage that situation?
There have been instances in project designing where all of us have not been on the same plate. So at those times we take references to the codal provisions, or we talk to our seniors on what could be the best way to get out of the situation. So I think if I am not able to work with a colleague, there are 2 ways. You refer to the rules, which are the codal provisions, or you take some advice from a senior.
Okay, my last question to you would be, please tell me the last time that you cried.
After seeing the mains result.
This time?
Yes, ma'am.
But you should have been happy.
Yes, ma'am. They were tears of happiness.
Okay.
Hi, Kabil. You are from Kanpur, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us something interesting about Kanpur.
So the food in Kanpur is delicious. That is one interesting thing,
Yeah.
which is not recognized, the sweets and all.
Hmm.
So other things in Kanpur include the IIT Kanpur, the Ganga Barrage, the Kanpur Central Railway Station, and the newly formed Kanpur Metro.
Yeah, and something more interesting about like Kanpur jokes and all those, tobacco industry of Kanpur.
Yes, the tobacco industry is famous. There are jokes related to pan and all, but I don't think it is that scale which like pan is popular in that scale in Kanpur.
But why it is so that, so many big stars are endorsing these tobacco industries? What is so special, about it?
So the social acceptance and the consumer base of the industry is vast. So for revenues or for popularizing purpose, stars would be endorsing those products.
Fine. As your service preference, you have opted Zone 1 as your first preference, right?
Sir, I
Your
have
home state is UP, which
So
is
my
coming
home state is Delhi.
Right,
So I have taken UP as my first preference,
right.
not taking my home state as the first preference.
So why is it so?
So because of the familiarity, for the reason I am flexible to work in any part of the country, but given a preference, I have taken Uttar Pradesh as my first preference.
Right, fine. And you are also civil engineer, fine.
Yes, sir.
You are working in Ministry of Housing and Urban
Yes.
Development, right? What are the flagship schemes of your ministry?
So one is the smart city project. The second is Amrut project. The third is the housing for all scheme is one. And
Yeah. What is the target year for Housing for All?
So it initially the target year was 2022, but now it has been moved to 2024.
Right. Tell me one thing, that all the spendings on these housings,
Yes.
whether they come under capital expenditure or revenue expenditure.
So they would come under capital expenditure.
How?
So because we are creating an asset
Hmm.
which could be used for further like purposes for people staying there and then working.
Right.
So and it is used. It is seen as an investment.
And why it is so important to spend on infrastructure for economic development of a country?
So infrastructure has a multiplier effect on various other sectors as well, and it also involves crowding in from the private borrowers at the same time. So if you make an infrastructure, it will give you long-term returns in terms of, let's say, logistics, reducing the logistics cost, or setting up industries in those areas. Plus you will also have improved services, access to social services like healthcare and education in the area.
Yeah. The target of UP is to become $1 trillion economy
Right, sir.
by 2030, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, as per your opinion, what steps the government should be taking? I mean, government of UP should be taking to reach this goal as soon as possible.
So first would be signing more MOUs and converting them into actual projects, which would increase the investment as well as the employment opportunities for the state. The second is the infrastructure development. The third would be focusing on the human development indicators as well, where we are lagging. So focus should be on, like, there is one scheme of setting up one medical college per district. So that is a step in right direction. Other long-term suggestions could be working on the education sector, so that we have an employable workforce, and which could flourish in the entrepreneur segment as well.
Right. And Kabil, you have also mentioned that you have played badminton.
Yes, sir.
And got some gold medal also at
Yes, sir.
college level, right? I mean, in recent years, we have seen that India is doing quite well in badminton, right?
Yes, sir.
So many medals at international level. So, what are the reasons behind it?
Sir, badminton has benefit from the legacy left by Prakash Padukone sir and Pulela Gopichand sir. So that has had inspired the masses in those ages. So grassroots development in badminton had started at those times, but now the infrastructure supporting badminton, as well as conducting a private league, the Premier Badminton League, opening up infrastructure for international competitions as well, and the awareness among the people are reasons I see India is doing well. And we also have now good national international coaches giving their interest to players.
Kabil, tell me about two of your weaknesses which can be a hindrance for you becoming a civil servant.
So one would be the non-ability to say no. So maybe during work also I trivialize, like give more time to certain trivial things, which I am trying to work upon. So for civil services, I think.
No issue. Think
Yes.
about it, please.
So, Kabil, when it comes to India's border security, two of the terms are very frequently in news. One is LOC and the other one is LAC. So, can you tell me something about these two terms? Additionally, tell me how these two are different from the international border.
So LOC is a term for use between the India-Pakistan border, the line of control. It is an agreement between the two militaries where they had agreed to cease fire by the intervention of a third party. And LAC is the line of actual control. It is not demarcated. It is used with the border of China our border with China. It is not demarcated, and we have a buffer zone in that area, which both the countries are patrolling, and we are the troops are stationed on their side. The international border is a mutually agreed border which is accepted by both the parties and the global community at large. So it is a settled border which we have with all the other neighbors.
Okay. So tell me some of the steps that have been recently taken to enhance India's border security.
Prime Minister Development Initiative in the northern region is one initiative. Second, we are building border roads at a fast pace. Technological improvement of the military services so that they can station their troops in high cold temperature areas as well. The other is the Joint Force Command based on the geographical regions, which will have more coordinated action. Border security coming to coastal security as well. So we have given powers to Indian Coast Guard, and we have been giving missile technology to the Indian Navy.
Fine. Have you heard about the BS norms for the automobile industry?
Yes, sir.
What are these norms?
So BS norms refers to the Bharat stage norms, which control the emission of various pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and particulate matter from the emission of the vehicular exhaust. We are currently moving to BS6, skipping the BS5, so that we have a cleaner air.
So why did India decide to skip BS5, directly switching from BS4 to BS6?
So because there were concerns regarding the air quality deteriorating in the country, so we decided to skip BS4 and move to BS6, which are more closer to the European standards.
Fine. So you must have heard that there has been an ongoing debate between the old pension scheme and the new pension scheme. So can you tell me some differences between the two?
So in the old pension scheme, the entire burden of the pension is on the government. Your last drawn salary, 50% of that you will be getting for your pension period. But in the new pension scheme, the burden lies on the employee as well. So a fixed percent, like 10%, is cut from your basic salary, and it is contributed to a pension fund which invests in different securities as well as share market. So depending on that, you will get the final pension amount.
So my last question to you is, currently we are witnessing an exponential increase in the number of web portals and mobile applications for the purpose of credit lending. Can you tell me how these agencies or participants are being regulated?
Sir, RBI has given regulation norms for these entities now for the digital lending activities. They directly do not lend the loans, they partner with the bank or another credit giving agency, and they use their network to give loans. So they are being regulated by the RBI through their partner banks.
So where is essentially the lending money coming from? Is it coming from the commercial banks, or these participants are lending out by their own?
No, sir, it is coming from the partner banks.
Okay, thank you.
What is the meaning of your name? Kabil?
So it means being capable.
Being capable. It's a wonderful name. You are from Kanpur, isn't it? Tell me what initiatives have been taken by the government to prevent pollution in Ganga at Kanpur?
So one is through the construction of the Ganga barrage, maintaining a more than low flood level flow in the system, setting up of common treatment effluent plants for the leather as well as the textile industry, so that effluents are not dumped there. The third is the progress made in the solid waste management and setting up of waste to energy plants. So other measures could be implementing the Namami Gange project at a good speed in the Kanpur stretch.
So, do you really think that Ganga is cleaner now at Kanpur?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. It was nice talking to you. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you.
Come. Sit down, Kabil. Which attempt is this for you?
Sir, at civil services, it's my third attempt.
This is your third attempt and first interview.
First interview.
Okay. And you have written any other examination also? I find for Indian Forest Service probably also you have attempted?
Yes, sir, this time.
This time only?
Yes, sir.
First attempt?
Yes, sir.
So, results are what?
So, I have given the mains.
You have given the mains. Okay. How was your experience today?
So it was good. I was a bit nervous because it's from my first interview after a long time.
Mm-hmm. So what is your assessment of performance?
It's not good.
Why it's not good?
Could not answer certain basic questions like the green corridor. Verbatism was a bit more. Could repeat statements after some time. That was one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
You see, by and large, your interview has gone off very well. It would assure you there is nothing to worry about the interview part of it. You have a very good personality, a very meek, humble, and polite person. That is what is required of a civil servant.
yes.
You could try, you maintained your sincerity, honesty of purpose all along the interview session. That is another good quality in you.
Yes.
So wherever you did know about the green corridor system and all that, so in the very first place, when you think that you won't be able to answer such a question, admit that you don't know. Honesty is the best policy.
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't. So many things you don't know, this also you don't know, doesn't matter. But don't speak on any subject without knowing it.
Yes, sir.
That is what is important. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then your views by and large were very balanced views, very focused, crisp answers you gave. So all those good qualities are there in you. Good thing is that you have passed out from a prestigious institute, BITS Pilani. Read something about the BITS Pilani and all that, and other BIT Mesra. You compare with BIT Mesra and all that. What comparisons, what differences can you see between the two institutes? That is important.
Yes, sir.
Then another good thing in you, point in you, is that you have taken civil engineering as your optional subject, which is your core area,
Yes.
which very often many candidates don't do.
Yes.
But you have taken up that courage, and you have come out with us before us. So you must have got good marks in civil engineering. A lot of questions regarding civil engineering pertaining to governance may be issued. We try to touch upon certain issues like environmental clearance issue is there. What is environmental assessment? What is social assessment, impact assessment, and all
Yes.
that. Those things you are aware broadly, and some questions may be related to that. You have been working in CPWD, so flagship projects we asked you, green buildings and all that. What is the concept? What are the examples where CPW has constructed such buildings and all that? One or two examples you should be knowing.
Okay, sir.
Then about the general idea about your civil engineering knowledge may be assessed by the interview regarding bridges and all that. So a lot of mega bridges we have constructed and all that. So how a well foundation is different from pile foundation, and where you recommend going for a well foundation, which river, whether perennial river or radial river, this kind of thing, and may be asked. Incidentally, green corridor system, which we tried to get answer from you, is not related to civil engineering.
Okay.
It is your basically organ transit system.
Okay, I
Isn't
get it. Yes, sir. Now I
So
understand.
it was that only. So you missed on that
Yes,
because with earlier questions were related to civil engineering. Probably you got confused there.
Yes, sir.
So don't get confused. Try to get the intent of the question. Why
Yes.
this question has been asked, and if you have any doubt in your mind, humbly you can ask the concerned board member, ma'am or sir, think you are referring to this. Then if your CC says that, then go ahead with all that.
Right, sir.
That is one thing, and otherwise we didn't find any problem. While you entered as a confident person. You stood for taking permission from us. You took permission, then you sat down. That is how it should be. When you entered, I think your buttons were open of cook.
Yes, sir.
So
Button up. I should button up. Right, sir.
okay, and then while sitting, you try to open your buttons. Similarly, while going back also, it should be like that only.
Okay, sir.
Dress part is all right. You are going to wear this dress only, or
Yes, sir.
that's wonderful. So no serious problem. So therefore, no unnecessary suggestion from our side. Just have belief in yourself. Just keep your head on your shoulder. Try to give very balanced answers on contentious issues.
Yes, sir.
If at all you are asked, and even if you are pushed to the wall, don't budge or buckle under pressure,
Sure, sir.
because these are the points which the board will like to see in you, whether what are the personality traits in you, whether you buckle under pressure or whether you get waylaid by the board members' questions and all that. Just stick to your point, and don't be argumentative, but stick to your point, and be a patient listener of questions. Try to understand the intent of the question before speaking. Otherwise, all good qualities, and I don't think you will be getting poor marks. You will be getting very good marks. To the contrary, maybe in the range of 180, 190. I will not be surprised if you get in that. So, if you have done well in your mains examination, written examination, you are getting good marks in the interview. So, just with enter the board with radiance on your face, smile on your face,
Yes, sir.
and stay like that. Energy level should be high,
Yes, sir.
and you will do well. All the best from our side. Any specific question if you have in your mind, feel free
No,
to ask us.
No, sir.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.